After all this time, Titus, I'm glad you decided to sit down with us. There's no reason that a career such as yours, which is truly legendary throughout the industry, should have its legacy mirrored by the quite natural missteps and miscalculations of your later years.
Oh? They say I've lost the touch, haven't they? Perhaps that I've gone senile. Is that it, Saturninus? Did I help you climb to the top only to lose my grip on reality? Is that what he says about you? Is that what he says to you about me, Tamora?
Senile is such a strong word. I prefer to think that you've just gotten set in your ways. Perhaps you're a bit used to getting what you want.
Not 1 in 4 million people will have the wealth that you have. How many people own their own island?
That I never visit.
Because you insist on hanging around this office.
Enough of that, Tamora.
You had me banned.
Nobody ever had you banned. Security didn't recognize you wandering the halls in your night clothes.
Schemer.
I thought we gathered here to put an end to old complaints. Eat, my dear. The food is wonderful.
Is it Cipriani's? I don't remember Cipriani being this good.
You think I'd serve Cipriani's to anyone not from out of town?
Nobody meant to insult you, Titus.
No, certainly not. We have not gathered to insult each other. Let us toast. To our future successes, may they be many and of uncommon magnitude.
Hear, hear.
Very gracious.
Now, of course, we can't really put our grievances aside until we've stated them without ambiguity.
We all have our complaints, Titus.
But it's my dinner.
You've barely eaten a thing. Perhaps we should talk afterwards.
We'll do it now. We'll start with you tomorrow. When I found you, you were chief executive of Gothic Savings Bank, a nothing family-controlled savings and loan that I wanted to own so that the Coliseum Bank Corp., which was merely an investment bank at the time, could have access to Federal Reserve deposits, greatly increasing our liquidity and growth potential. I fought a savage proxy title to take that bank away, and with it, I brought you, Tamora, out from the wilds of Utica to the big game of New York City finance. And what do? You scheme with Saturninus here to drive me out of the company.
Yes, that's what you told the Wall Street Journal. But I made you chairman.
Chairman Emeritus. You kick me upstairs and then right out the window. I win us a great corporate victory, and you defenestrate me for it.
You put me in the head of the company.
Because you're good at running things. I expected more loyalty.
You were acting irrationally, violently. The shareholders were worried.
Only after her sons had my hand cut off.
That's how they do it in Utica.
I admit, things got a little out of hand, so to speak.
I've always said that if you leave a little something of yourself behind in every deal.
On the other hand, Saturninus and I have grown the company 50-fold. It's made it very wealthy in the process. Most people would give their right arm for a fraction of the wealth you have. You've given a fraction of your arm for your entire wealth.
I've always said that you drive a hard deal, Titus. Never overpay. That's what you taught me.
So, I went off to start my own fund, and you screwed me.
You were a valued client, Titus. Just as you were a valued mentor to me.
And we never misrepresented anything to you. I mean, how many state's attorneys, general, or is it general's attorneys? Attorneys general. How many have to not prosecute us for you to believe that we are as above the board and as honest as with you as the law requires?
You, Saturninus, you sold me a portfolio of securitized home mortgages that you assured me were geographically diverse, well-researched, and utterly recession-proof. You said that the portfolio had been designed at your behest by the smartest man in the mortgage business. You said that to resist buying it at this very moment was like walking away from a pile of money.
It might have been like that, yes, under normal conditions.
So I bought the damn thing. And all the while you were sending Tamora emails saying, this whole mortgage business is about to collapse, and the only potential survivor will be slick Saturninus standing in the middle of the wreckage of all these complex, highly leveraged exotic trades he created without necessarily understanding all the implications of these monstrosities. 3 exclamation points you used. I counted them while you counted my money.
To be fair, I never expected that anyone would see that email.
And perhaps you were distracted, seeing as how we kidnapped your sons and then demanded your hand as ransom for them, and then we killed them anyway, which is, again, how things are done in Unica. I want to get that out of the way.
Yes, the business with my hand, and then the heads of my 2 sons. But you also didn't tell me that the rocket scientist that you had designed that mortgage security was shorting the very same securities that he had you sell to me. Is that how they do it in Utica too?
No! That's how we do it in Manhattan. You are a sophisticated investor, Titus. Did you expect to be treated like a child?
Did you expect to be treated like your daughter Lavinia, whom my sons raped and mutilated? I suppose I should apologize that they cut out her tongue and cut off her hand so that she could neither speak nor write about the crime, not realizing that anyone with a nose, an iPad, and a lot of patience would be able to get it out anyway.
I think that Saturninus had a fiduciary obligation to tell me who was on the other side of that trade. It cost my investors nearly $1 billion and ruined my credibility in the marketplace.
Do you hear him? Fiduciary responsibility. Now I know he's lost his mind. These words are for commercials, Titus. For mutual funds that we sell to people who wear mom jeans and drive minivans.
Besides, we shouldn't be letting money come between us. We have a personal relationship. I understand how you feel burned by some of the things that have happened, but all of this leaking to the press and talking to prosecutors has got to stop. We're not going to be prosecuted. We own the political system.
We bought it with your money.
Not helpful.
Well, I'm expecting to see the irony. It's not as if Titus here hasn't used other people's money to take what didn't belong to him. Right? For decades, he ravaged corporate America. He's taken companies away from families that have owned them for generations. He screwed little old ladies out of their pensions. He sold internet stocks to old people.
Nobody ever proved fraud.
Exactly. Nobody ever proves fraud, and they never do.
So, how do we make this up to you, Titus?
Yes. How do we let the healing begin?
I suppose the game is up and the whole tragedy should come to an end, as it always does for people like us.
Tamora, you're not suggesting that we go before the feds.
Oh, I am. It's our time. We settle our accounts. We move our savings and families offshore. We make peace with the Securities and Exchange Commission. And if things go really badly, we just shove off for new lives and live on Turks and Caicos.
You would confess what you have done to us?
We would confess to the government. In the tradition of our people, we will go before the government with you, and you will tell them your story. When it is our turn to speak, we will agree to settle, without admitting or denying that we did anything at all. Then, we will promise never to do what we never admitted doing ever again.
Surely it's enough for you if we don't admit doing what we're not denying. I mean, we might even pay a small fine for whatever it is that we don't admit that we did.
And remember, you'll have the satisfaction of knowing that we won't repeat the deeds we didn't say we did. That part will be written up in a special press release that you can have printed and framed and affixed to the wall of your bedroom, if you'd like.
They'd probably even let us keep running the bank.
If there's a fine, they might even let us have the bank pay for it.
Also, we have insurance for this.
So, we're willing to do this for you, Titus. We're willing to do this because you are my mentor. Because you are a hero of finance. Because the people love you, and you deserve better.
We will fall upon our swords with carefully worded settlement of our differences, filed within an appropriate federal agency, and even put on the internet for all to see.
So this is the traditional solution.
It's what our people do, Titus. It's not an admission of guilt that you're looking for. It's a non-denial of your accusation.
Accepted on your behalf by a third-party government agency that, let's face it, couldn't put this mess together if you gave him a maze, a magic spell, and a minotaur.
What?
It's a reference to Theseus and Minotaur. I thought it was appropriate.
So, we'll agree. And thank you for this final meal, Titus. It was scrumptious.
But I have news for you. I have another son. One that you didn't know about. He lives offshore and runs a large hedge fund.
Well, we'd be happy to do business with him. We have a portfolio of credit card loans and weather derivatives that would be perfect.
Yeah, he is very influential with overseas investors. And with the birds that whisper into the ears of the traders around the world, you never sold your stock, did you? Once you took mine?
As you know, an executive is expected to keep a certain large amount of his net worth.
Oh, the gods.
What is it?
A worldwide bear raid, my friend. Organized by my son and his friends from thousands of locations across the world. Everywhere that markets are open, they're shorting, selling, and buying puts on your stock. They're shorting the box. They're telling lies around the world and scaring others into selling.
That's blatantly illegal.
Not where my son lives. Your fortunes are dwindling.
And what about your money? You're ruining your stuff.
I was first man out. That's why the rumors my son is spreading are so credible.
You ruined us.
And the food? It's made from the flesh of Tamora's sons. I had them killed and baked in those cheesy little quiches you both love so much.
How much money did we lose?
We were leveraged to the hilt. We'll be ruined by the time the markets open tomorrow. This is your fault, Tamora. It was your idea to cut his hands off. Stupid Utica! Oh.
Now you pay the price, you ungrateful banker! Oh!
You'll have your revenge, old man. You were a titan of finance, my friend, but you didn't know when to quit. I'm ruined. Ruined by the man who made me. He was a good financier once. Money can blacken the soul of a man. I'm not feeling all that well. I think there was something in those cheesy quiches. But no matter. Tomorrow, I will go to the CSC and offer a full non-denial of what transpired here. Then I can move on to a more philanthropical life. Yes, that's it. Everything will be fine. Revenge does not become our kind. It's so much better when we neither confirm nor deny our sins, and then move on.